The biofuel I will be presenting today is going to be methanol, an alternative fuel. The background on methanol is it has been used for a very long time since the ancient Egyptians invented the embalming process, but they produced it from pyrolysis of wood instead of syngas, which is used today. Methanol has been a replacement for ethanol, but is also used in many things and not just as a gas replacement. Methanol, also known as methyl alcohol or wood alcohol, and is also used as a solvent, fuel additive, and an antifreeze, occurs naturally in some bacteria and is found in the atmosphere where it is oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. Initially isolated in 1661, methanol is now produced synthetically from natural gas. Grown and cultivated. Methanol can be put into several things, but the most important transformation of them all is to undergo a certain type of conversion in which the company ExxonMobil does, where the methanol is converted to gasoline or be transformed into dimethyl ether for the use in biodiesel engines. A lot of methanol around the world is derived from syngas, which is a mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide, in various ratio with approximately 55 to 65% sourced from natural gas and 30 to 35% from coal, and the remainder from coking gas and other feedstocks. Fruit spirits, including those derived from apples, pears, plums, or cherries, as well as those prepared from coffee pulp, naturally contain methanol in significant amounts. By means of the enzymatic hydrolysis of naturally occurring pectins, the chemical is created during fermentation and the subsequent mash storage. Most countries have imposed legal restrictions on methanol since it is harmful above specific threshold levels. Consequently, it is necessary to reduce and regulate the amount of methanol content. This type of methanol is produced from the bacteria, which undergoes anaerobic metabolism. The carbon footprint. The production process and the feedstock determine the methanol's carbon footprint, which accounts for all emissions directly related to the supply chain as well as the energy and materials utilized along the way. The study's fundamental component is a carbon balance of methanol production, which involves calculating the amount of carbon that enters a facility through feedstock and fuel and the amount that exits through products, which is the methanol, with the assumption that the majority of the carbon left the plant as CO2. Which can also be turned back into methanol. Using methanol as fuel for internal combustion engines in automobiles, trucks, buses, and ships result in stoichiometric end-of-life emissions, which account for the majority of emissions in fossil routes. Economy. Applications for methanol are numerous and include growing applications as fuel for vehicles as well as more conventional uses as a solvent and chemical feedstock. Numerous new methanol plant announcements prompted by shale gas supplies suggest that the United States will soon be able to move from being a net importer to an exporter. An average U.S. methanol plant producing 1.5 million tons annually generates $1.1 billion in capital expenditures and $1.5 billion in economic spillover. Indirect employment will total about 2,800, and temporary construction jobs will total about 19,000, while 27,000 jobs with an average yearly salary will be created by U.S. methanol plants by 2020. Most of the methanol produced will go to Texas and Louisiana, like where the Lake Charles plant is going to be, and hundreds of millions of dollars will be invested in the economy, and 20,000 jobs will be created.